In the previous video, we installed HyperTest SDK and CLI and ran it in record mode to capture the traffic of our application and mock responses. Now we will run HyperTest in replay mode and run the same requests, test cases, with the mocks and generating a regression report which can be accessed via the dashboard. However, before we can run it in replay mode, we need to do a few adjustments in our application. We will go to our accounts page from the left side of the screen by clicking on our username. There is an option given here to create a new CLI token. We will create the CLI token and copy the newly generated CLI token to use in the test configuration file in the next step. Now we will edit the .htTestconf.js file for CLI. FYI, for the sake of this video, I have already amended this conf file. Under htBackendBase URL, we will add URL of HyperTest server. This time, we will use port 8001. Under HTCLI refresh token, we will add the CLI token we created earlier. It's best if you can copy this to a notepad for your reference. We can get the service identifier from the UI from the service itself or from the service dashboard. This is to identify the service where your test results will be displayed from UI. Since request type is just going to be HTTP, we will leave it as it is. If you have different request types, you can specify it from here. We can support GraphQL, Kafka, gRPC, and AMQP request types. The HTTP candidate URL will be HTTP URL of app under test. The app start command will be the command that starts the application. The app start command args will be app start command arguments. For htextra headers, we will give you a file htsecrets.js and we will add an extra line of code which will import the required credentials for the CLI. Before we go ahead and run tests from CLI, we have another thing that needs to be done. We need to add the method markupAsReady where our application will execute and start running. This indicates that tests can be started. This is important only for replay mode. Once we have ensured that we are calling the markupAsReady method when the app is ready to receive traffic, we will go to the package.json and use the script to generate tests. As you can see from the CLI, how many tests we have run and how many of them have passed and failed. Now, we will go to the UI, then go to the test results and see for ourselves. We can click on View Requests to see a more comprehensive view of our tests.